Hello, guys, and welcome to Football Fandom UK. How's it going? We're here for another live stream match watch along. Derby County v West Ham United. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. Been a crazy day as usual. Opportunity early on here for Derby, but defended by West Ham. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, if you just joined us, please do hit that like button. Drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you guys. Want to know your thoughts on tonight's game and also any of the other games, guys. Obviously, there's also be the cup draw to debate as well. So, yeah, if you guys just joining us, like I say, drop your comments in the chat. Let us know your score predictions. We want to hear from you guys tonight with regards to this game and other games that you've been watching this weekend. So, guys, just like I said, games just kicked off. An early attack there for Derby County, but defended, and now West Ham on the attack after a throw-in on this near side. Ball across the pitch to the far side of the pitch. Now West Ham pushing into Derby County's half of the pitch. Sorry, guys. Stupid microphone. Oh, West Ham now on the attack, on the edge of the box. Oh, and the shot comes in, but it's well wide. And goes past everybody on that far side. Just bear with me a second, guys. Just going to share the team the team news with you. There you go, guys. Should be able to see it now. Obviously, Derby County going with a four at the back, 5 in midfield, and 1 up front. Similarly, West Ham choosing to go with a similar defensive lineup, but in an opposite way. 3 at the back, 4 across midfield, and 3 up front. But obviously, the way the teams indicate structured there, it's indicating that West Ham keeping it tight in midfield to make life difficult for Derby to actually get through that midfield, as it's going to be a packed midfield from West Ham's point of view with that formation. Ball's out on this near side for a throw into Derby, level with the goal area. We're just coming up to 3.5 minutes in, guys. Sorry, just poor throwing that, but Derby still in possession as they move the ball back towards the goalkeeper. Been quite a crazy few days at the minute, guys, so I'm feeling quite shattered today. But not to worry. Stay consistent. That's the main thing. Derby moving the ball down this near side, but they've knocked it out on this near side for a throw-in. Both teams just feeling the way into the game at the minute, as you might expect. They're not two teams that are familiar with each other. Throw-ins taken. Derby back in possession. Now they've lost it to West Ham, as West Ham look to try and push it back up towards the halfway line, but then they lose possession. And it's a typical start, as you guys might have thought, from two teams not very familiar with each other. Few misplaced passes, and a bit scrappy on the wings. Both teams looking to try and stretch each other and see if they can exploit any space early on. And as we know, guys, if you're going to get in behind teams, the best way to do it early on when both teams are feeling fresh is to try and stretch your opponent either side on the flanks. And at the moment, Derby very much trying to do that. Not seen much in the way of an attack yet from West Ham. But like I say, with them being the home team, you would think in this first 10, 15 minutes, they may be planning to just soak up the pressure and work out how Derby County intend to play. So I did obviously with a lot of discussion in the transfer market at the minute, guys, and also a lot of pressure has started to accumulate on David Moyes, the West Ham manager, with results not being as good this season due to the fact that he's had some cash to spend. It seems to be his downfall every time in a Premier League club that once he starts spending some money and getting some money to spend, it does seem to be where it puts him in a position where the pressure suddenly gets applied and he's expected to do more. Sometimes that can be detrimental to the club, really, because as I say, you have to take it. Well, what I would point out anyway is that you have to take into account what he's achieved so far before adding players, which indicates that he's getting things right. And I don't agree that it's right to apply pressure on a manager just because a few signings doesn't work. It should be irrelevant how much money is spent. It's about making those signings click into the team. And he did have a team that was clicking last season and the season before. So for some reason, this season, it's not quite worked, but it's not the only team it's not worked with, guys. It's not just West Ham we've seen having the problems in the Premier League, rekindling form, so to speak. Both Man City and Liverpool not being at the best this season. Who would have expected that? Maybe one of them, but not both of them to be in the same position, struggling for form and results. But now Derby County moving the ball about in midway inside their own half of the pitch. 8 minutes gone, guys. Not much to West Ham now in possession with a shot on the edge of the goal, but goalkeeper equal to it and gathers it quite easily to get Derby back on the move. If you guys just joined us, please do hit that like button. Want to hear from you guys. Come and drop your score predictions in. Let us know your thoughts on this game or any other games you've seen this weekend. We want to hear from you. We are very much a fan channel, not a club channel. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on your club. As I'm sure you guys are aware, there's lots of YouTubers on YouTube that do club channels, but we're trying to build something unique here for fans to come together. Hopefully, the channel will grow to help you guys have a voice in the football world in the future. That's the larger ambition, a very ambitious project, but like I say, the main thing is to try and build something unique and also to help you guys feel a part of what we're trying to do with the Fandom project. West Ham in possession on that far side with the ball in cut into midfield and an opportunity there blocked. But now West Ham with another opportunity and they've scored as they work their way into the box. 2 or 3 players there working their way into the box and a 1-2 between a couple of the West Ham players results in closing the space on the goalkeeper, and they're basically it's an easy tapping in the end. So West Ham with the early lead in this one, guys. Actually ricocheted off the goalkeeper there. Yeah, he's trying to fling his hand out to try and get some on it, but as he's pushed his hand out, it's just rolled off the side of his hand and straight into the opposite side of the net. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Stevie, how's it going, mate? Evening, Gaz. I'm going for a West Ham win. Yeah, that's a good shout, mate. To be fair, early, obviously West Ham now with the early lead, so it's going to make life difficult for Derby to potentially get anything out of this. We're conceding so early on. That will take the wind out of their sails a little bit, so to speak, mate. But thanks for that, Stevie, top man. Stevie also saying, who would you prefer to win this one, Gaz? Right now, I would say West Ham. Nothing against Derby, but obviously West Ham with the manager under pressure, which I don't agree with. I've got a little bit of sympathy for David Moyes at the moment, so I don't think he should be under the scrutiny that he's under right now. So for me, yeah, absolutely, I would say I would like to see West Ham get a win, take some pressure off the manager, and then they can maybe start concentrating on their football a little bit more rather than worrying about what's being said in the press. Derby in possession at the moment, midway inside their own half, as they work the ball up towards the halfway line on this near side, but then pass back with pressure coming from West Ham. West Ham pushing quite a few players forward here. They've got 3 up front as well as 2 in an attacking midfield role. So they've actually got at times 5 attacking players inside the Derby County half of the pitch without actually pressing too much. So Derby currently just moving it about along their back line, close to the halfway line. Now they come down this near side looking for to try and exploit any gaps. But West Ham defending well so far, keeping it tight. If you just joined us, guys, please do hit that like button. And just to give you a quick update on the game, we had an early opportunity, very early opportunity from Derby County, but West Ham defended it quite well. And then West Ham have kind of felt the way into the game with not too much possession so far. Derby having the majority of the possession early on in the start of the game, but West Ham managing to deal with that pressure, and they've eventually got themselves up front on one serious occasion, and it resulted in a goal. So West Ham doing well to soak up that early pressure from Derby County. Joey, hi guys. How's it going, Joey? Great to see you, mate. How's things with you? Let us know if you've got a score prediction for this one, mate. Love to hear from you with regards to thoughts on it and who you would prefer to win. Obviously, as I was just me and Stevie were just discussing. Normally, I would go for the underdog, but in this one, I'm actually I would prefer West Ham to win because West Ham very much. Their season been poor so far, and I think it's been a bit unfair on David Moyes, the pressure and criticism that he's had. So from that point of view, I would actually like to see West Ham win for the fact of just taking some pressure off David Moyes. I think he's a good manager. I'm not saying he's a great manager. I think he's a good manager. He gets the team working hard. He knows what he's doing. He's shown that now at a couple of clubs. But he seems to have this Achilles heel where as soon as he spends some money in the transfer window, the pressure intensifies, and he doesn't always manage to deal with it the best. And sometimes, as I say, you can't just keep looking at the manager when it comes to stuff like that. You have to occasionally also take account of them players actually fitting in that they're signing, and do they fit into a philosophy? Because it's okay signing players, but it's signing the right players that are actually going to contribute, but also come into the club with the right attitude to buy into the manager's philosophy and thinking. So for me, I think that David Moyes has had some unfair criticism. Yes, it's not been the best of seasons for West Ham so far, but like I say, in the time that he's been there, at West Ham. He's got them improving. He's had them punching a little bit above their weight at times. And this season, that intensity has just dropped off a bit. And a lot of the media wanting to blame it on the fact that he's spent a bit of money. But obviously, that's the mainstream media for you. They like to jump on any manager that spends a bit of money and try and apply more pressure. But like I said, guys, sometimes it takes a bit of time for players to gel, to fit in, to find their way into the team. But also, sometimes it can be the attitude of the players coming in. So, yeah. I'd love to know what you guys think of that philosophy. But for me, like I say, I think David Moyes coming under a bit unfair criticism this season. Derby currently in possession on that far side as they look to move up the field and try and find some gaps in the West Ham defence. But West Ham very much keeping it compact at the minute with their formation helping them as well. A very defensive formation, but you can see that the way they're playing and the way the formation they're holding when Derby are in possession, they're like a coiled spring waiting to attack. Derby currently in possession on the edge of the box, but for some reason they've decided to come backwards. West Ham keeping a tight back line there, so making life really difficult for Derby to find any gaps to exploit. Joey is saying, oh, good, thanks. 3-1 West Ham. Yeah, that's a good shout, mate. Like I say, nothing against Derby myself personally, but I do, like as I've just explained with David Moyes, it would be nice to see a West Ham victory. Just for him to, like I said, having an upset in the cup is only going to add more pressure to a manager, and in my opinion, I think the pressure he's under this season is unfair. But that's just my opinion, guys. You may think differently. If you do, let me know. Joey's also saying, very fair point, mate. Thank you very much, Joey. Appreciate that, mate. Like I say, if you got an opinion, Joey, I'd love to hear it, mate. But for me, like I say, I know it's the cup, and most of the time, as I said before, we would like to support the underdog, but I get a bit frustrated as a football fan. Me keep hearing about all these managers as soon as they spend a bit of money, the mainstream media love to use it to pile on the pressure. And as I've said before on the channel, guys, players and managers, they're not robots. They're human beings. They can make mistakes. And as football fans, we're supposed to be able to see the bigger picture and not automatically just presume that, oh, yes, because a club spends X amount of millions, that means that automatically everything should click like a computer and it should run smoothly and everything fits and works. Because, that's not the real world, is it? And if you're a true football fan, you know that every club has ups and downs, and there can be many reasons for it. But like I say, we live in an age where the media like to hype things up and look for any slight thing to ramp up the pressure on managers and players and clubs to create, headlines and clickbait, basically. So, yeah. But like I say, if you guys think differently, let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts. Currently, just coming up to 19 minutes in, guys. Still Derby 0, West Ham United 1. Derby still having the majority of the possession, but not able to really penetrate West Ham's defensive formation so far. Like I said, they had a good opportunity early on, but were unable to make the most of it. Still didn't manage to get a proper shot off on goal because of that packed defence and midfield formation that West Ham have gone with tonight. So Derby still in possession and then passing it back to the goalkeeper to try and keep the possession as West Ham pressing well from the front. Like I say, when Derby are in possession in their own half of the field, it's noticeable that West Ham getting 5-6 players forward when they're not in possession. So they're looking to press from the front and try and exploit any mistakes from Derby whilst they're passing it about at the back. Do you think that's a good tactic from West Ham? Because so far it does look to be a very good formation for West Ham. Not a formation you would expect in a cup game from a Premier League team against a weaker team, but at the same time, it is a good formation. And it does seem to be working well for Derby. And for West Ham, and we have to give them some credit that the manager's been brave enough to go for that formation, because if it doesn't work, he could get very heavily criticised for being too defensive minded against weaker opposition. So yeah, love to know your thoughts on this attacking formation. Or should I say the lineups for both teams, but notably the West Ham formation, especially with the fact that they're the team that come from the Premier League, so you would expect that they would show more confidence with an attacking formation. But like I say, on paper it looks a very defensive formation, but you're actually seeing it on the pitch, and it's actually quite an attacking formation, the way they're pushing up the field to press Derby in possession. So we've got a free kick at the minute for West Ham, just inside their own half of the field on the edge of the centre circle. The opportunity here for West Ham to have a bit of possession. So we've got a foul on the far side with a bit of a coming together of the West Ham and Derby player. Now that the referee issuing a yellow card to the Derby player Smith. Just watch the replay. There's not a lot in it really. To be fair, yeah, they both tried to go for the ball. The Derby players come slightly from behind. And as he's tried to get his foot in front of the West Ham player, he's actually just caught the back of the heel of the West Ham player and kind of rubbed his studs down the back of his shin, or the back of his leg towards his ankle. So that would probably be understandable. That's quite a painful one. And as you can see from the West Ham player's face on the floor at the moment. Obviously, he felt the effects of that. Didn't look too bad in at full speed on camera, guys. But actually, once you see the replay slowed down, you can see that that was probably quite painful. If you guys just joined us, please do hit that drop a like and hit that like button, and drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you guys. Would love to know your thoughts on this game or any of the other games, or even the FA Cup draw. If you guys have seen it. I'm just looking it up. Actually, it's not coming up. There we go. So we've got a free kick on this near side at the moment for Derby County, guys, just inside the West Ham half of the pitch. All the players up towards the edge of the goal mouth or the goal box of West Ham, but as the free kick is taken, right ends up landing right in the middle of the mix of the players, and it's ricocheted basically off the players, both trying to jump for it. It's actually bounced off a Derby County player's head. I'm not sure if it took a deflection there, but it's gone out behind, and I think the referee has awarded a free kick there to Derby. To West Ham. So some interesting fixtures to see from the FA Cup guys. In the FA Cup fifth round draw, we have, as we can see, guys, Southampton taking on Luton or Grimsby, Leicester City v Blackburn or Birmingham, Stoke v Brighton, Wrexham will take on Sheffield United or Tottenham, Fulham to take on Sunderland or Leeds. Is this the right? Is it? I'm sorry. I'm just checking if I've got the right. The right. When's this dated? Let me just check the date on this. Yep, that's correct. Yeah. Um. So yeah, Bristol City to take on Man City. That's a good draw for Bristol City at home. They get definitely make some revenue there. Man United to take on the winners of this game, Derby or West Ham. Yet again, Man United with a home draw in the cup. They're so lucky to keep getting these home draws. It's unbelievable how many times I notice Man United getting home draws in the cup. Really unfair, I think, that they keep getting so lucky with so many home draws, in my opinion. Ipswich or Burnley to take on either Sheffield Wednesday or Fleetwood. So some interesting games there in the cup, guys. Or some interesting fixtures, should I say. If you guys just join us, please do hit that like button. Drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. Derby currently struggling to find any gaps to exploit in the West Ham defence. As I was saying earlier, the deformation for West Ham quite deceptive at the start of the game. Looked like a very a very defensive-minded formation, but as we're seeing it on the pitch, it's actually quite attacking formation. It's designed for them to, as you can see, the way they're using it, it's designed for them to keep it tight at the back, plenty of man in midfield to come back and help their defence. But it's kind of like I say, a coiled spring, really, with the way it's set up, with plenty of men in positions, in attacking formation positions where they can get forward. So, yeah, interesting formation that. Let's come back to the chat, see what you guys are saying. Joey's saying, not seen the draw yet. Any good fixtures? Yeah, like I said, mate, I was just looking over it myself. I've not been in for work very long, so I haven't had a chance to look at it. But yeah, some interesting ones. Like I said, that one is a good draw for Bristol City. They'll make some revenue taking on Man City at their place. So Man City with an away draw. That's good to see because give the opportunity for the lower league team to make some revenue at their own stadium. Interesting draw potentially for Wrexham. Whether they take on Sheffield United or Tottenham, still to find out. But they're with a home draw, so that's good for them. After sorry, Norwich. Oh yeah, sorry, they've still got to play Sheffield United. My apologies, I'm reading it wrong. That Wrexham still with the replay to play against Sheffield United, and if they win, they would take on Tottenham. That's right. Fulham obviously through, so they would take on Sunderland or Leeds. Bristol City, as we said, taking on Man City. Man United, I can't believe they got another home draw. Derby or West Ham, they will play in the next round, and Ipswich to take on Burnley. Um, Ipswich or Burnley to take on either Sheffield Wednesday or Fleetwood. So yeah, I'm not sure if you guys consider which fixtures you guys consider as the best ones there, but the one that stands out for me is Bristol City taking on Man City. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Like I said, let us know what you think of them that draw, mate. William Pike, hi, Gaz. Just wanted to say hi. I gotta go out Got to go out. Sorry, mate. No need to apologise, mate. Thank you very much for dropping in. I very much appreciate you coming, showing some support on the channel. Thanks a lot for that, mate. And yeah, if you've got to go out, hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, mate. And whatever it is you're up to, enjoy your night. And hope everything is good with you, mate. But thank you very much for dropping in. Always great to see you, mate. Any of you guys that drop in, obviously, I want you guys to feel welcome and come and get involved. But obviously, sometimes I recognise you guys are busy with other stuff. So even if you can only occasionally drop in and just drop a like and say hi, it's always appreciated. So yeah, thank you very much for that, William Pike. Really appreciated, mate. And like I say, mate, I hope you have a good evening, whatever it is that you are off out doing. And stay safe, mate. Always say that, stay safe. 31 and a half minutes gone, guys. We've got a free kick for Derby here. Just a little bit kind of midway inside West Ham's half. They take the free kick, long ball forward, but the goalkeeper plucks it out of the air and basically deals with any danger there for West Ham. But yeah, thank you very much, William Pike, top man. Thanks, mate. Joey is saying some good fixtures there. Yeah, it'd be nice to see more of the Premier League teams, to be fair, mate, getting away draws so that it helps those lower league clubs potentially make some extra revenue. But yeah, you're right, mate. It'd be nice to see Wrexham potentially get through against Sheffield United. Then they could have a home fixture against Tottenham. And obviously, as I said, the Bristol City game, good one. Fleetwood with a tough ask if they were to get through, because obviously they've got the away fixture against Sheffield Wednesday to play. But if they manage to get a result in that, they would then take on Ipswich and Derby. So that's not an easy draw for them. And I'm sure they would have preferred to try and draw a Premier League team. But it doesn't always work out that way, does it? Southampton with quite a comfortable draw there at home to Luton and Grimsby. So they should qualify for the next round, which is a good opportunity for Southampton fans to get a bit excited because they should get through to the next round. That's not really too much challenging opposition. Obviously, we'll be probably rooting for Luton or Grimsby when they play as the underdog teams. Whoever takes on Southampton, but like I say, you'd expect Southampton to come out on top with that. And like I say, Leicester to take on either Blackburn or Birmingham. So yet again, another Premier League team getting a home draw. Stoke taking on Brighton. Can Stoke cause an upset there? Obviously, Brighton have caused an upset in the previous round. So can Stoke do the same and knock out the team that knocked out Liverpool? That would be quite a headline, wouldn't it? So yeah. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Joey also saying, yeah, I will be supporting Bristol in that one, mate. Yeah, I will be too, to be fair, Joey. Nothing against Man City, but yeah, like you say, we want to see some of the lower league clubs have some success in the cup so that they can make some revenue. And you know, like I said, we know the cup is a good competition, but it's a massive competition for these clubs in the lower leagues, for them to have the opportunity to make some extra revenue that they wouldn't normally make. If you guys just joined us, please do hit that like button, drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. Hear your thoughts on the cup draw on this game. Like I say, at the minute, not much to report at the minute. West Ham doing a bit of a job on Derby County in this first 35 minutes of the game. Derby have had plenty of possession. They just can't find a way through West Ham's formation so far. Like I say, the way West Ham have lined up and the way they're actually implementing that lineup it's made life difficult for Derby to find any space to exploit to try and get in behind West Ham and cause them some problems. But West Ham currently in possession on this near side as they switch the ball out to that far side to try and stretch Derby County's defence, and an attempted cross from that near side, that far side, and it's blocked by Derby and goes out behind for a corner. What's going on with this stupid thing? Sorry, guys. There you go. Is that better? Sorry, my apologies. Didn't realise you couldn't see the teams there. It must have refreshed itself and I've not noticed. So, corner on the far side for Derby. Sorry, for West Ham. Sorry, my apologies, guys. West Ham with a corner taken and ends up right in the mix of the players, but actually not many of them knew much about that, and it's ended up ricocheting out into the middle of the Derby half of the pitch. West Ham managing to keep possession as they move the ball out to that far side, just passing it amongst themselves from front to back, looking to create some space. And they move the ball back to the goalkeeper, who then switches the play out to this near side. West Ham now on the attack with Derby pushing too many men forward here. Can West Ham take advantage of this? But no, they run into the box and run into traffic. Derby defending well there, managing to keep tight to the man and defended quite well. But now they've just lost it really cheaply on that far side, just as I was giving them some praise for their defence. They go and lose it really cheaply on the far side. And now it's ended up going behind for another corner to West Ham on the far side of the pitch. Have you guys just joined us? Want to know your thoughts on the cup draw? Please do come and get involved in the chat. Want to hear from you, hear your thoughts, what you make of the draw. You think it's a good draw? Like I said, one thing that stands out for me in that draw is the fact that yet again, Man United with another home draw in the cup. They are so stuffy, it's unbelievable. So we're just waiting for the corner for West Ham, and it's corner comes in, and it's a poor one, and it's easily cleared there by Derby, but West Ham picking up the pieces just up towards the halfway line, and now passing it back towards their keeper. The keeper with a long ball forward, straight towards the far side of the pitch, and it's ended up getting knocked out on the far side for a throw-in to West Ham. Sorry, guys. Quite tired tonight. Really tired, actually, if I'm honest. But not to worry. Just trying to keep the momentum going. And obviously try and get myself some more practice doing these live streams when I'm feeling absolutely shattered. That's good practice, whether I'm feeling at my best or whether I'm feeling at my rather shattered. Either way, need to be getting practice both ways, I suppose, if we're going to make the channel a success in the future. West Ham with the ball all the way back down this near side, and they pass it towards the keeper, who then passes it up the field as West Ham finding themselves under pressure deep in their own half from Derby County. We're just coming up towards the 40-minute mark, guys. Still 1-0 to West Ham. So we're almost, just over 5 minutes time remaining plus added on time. Not much time, not many opportunities for Derby to get forward so far. And the longer this half has gone on, the more West Ham have found themselves starting to get the majority of the possession. In the first 20 minutes, Derby County clearly having the majority of the possession. But like I say, as the half has worn on, Derby County in the ascendancy as far as possession is concerned. If you guys just joining us, please do hit that like button and get involved in the chat. Doesn't matter what club you support. Fans of all clubs welcome on Fanden. So like I say, please do come and get involved. Feel welcome to get involved in the chat. Let us know your thoughts on the draw on this game. Like I said, it'd be great to hear from you guys. Derby losing possession there sloppily in midfield on the halfway line, and now West Ham take it back towards their own goal to keep possession, coming under pressure from Derby, who are pressing from the front, um, and that's actually worked quite well there for Derby because West Ham forced to pass the ball up the field to try and relieve the pressure, and the pass up the field has resulted in West Ham losing possession, and now Derby in possession and getting across into the box. But it's being fought over, the ball being fought over on that far side, and West Ham managing to come away with it to relieve the pressure on their own goal, and now looking to move up that far side of the pitch. But yeah, just a bit scrappy at the minute, guys. Like I say, not much to report in respect of goal mouth action. Good attendance from the home fans tonight, guys. Can see that it's a full house. Looks to be a full house anyway. Not many empty seats that I can see, if any. So credit to the home fans for coming out in numbers to support their team tonight. West Ham moving the ball about now inside the Derby half of the pitch. Looking for space to exploit as Derby tried to press, and the press has worked. They now get the ball back on this near side, looking to move back up the pitch quite quickly, but West Ham closing the space there and defending well, knocking it out just in front of the technical area. Derby now back in possession, midway inside their own half of the field as they look to move the ball out to that far side, probing the defensive formation of West Ham. Like I say, very noticeable, guys, tonight that West Ham, when they're out of possession, still able to get 5 players up into the Derby half of the field, which is quite noticeable because as you guys know, you're intelligent football fans, you know that a lot of the time teams playing away from home, when they're not in possession, they will keep it tight at the back and sit with a very compacted midfield and defence to make it tight. Cross coming in from that far side for Derby, but it's cleared by West Ham up midway inside their own half of the pitch, but Derby managing to keep possession, but now they've lost it again, and West Ham look to get back up the other end of the field. Just like I said, guys, just very scrappy in midfield at the minute between both teams. Both teams trying to create something when they get possession going forward, but like I say, at times, because of that congested midfield between both teams, the way they're playing, neither team managing to keep the possession for long spells of the game. Now Derby with possession on that far side, looking to get forward, but they knocked it out, and it's a throw-in on the far side of the pitch. And now Derby with a cross from the far side, cross cleared by West Ham, back up towards halfway line, and West Ham looking to try and get forward, but now we've got a stoppage for a foul on the far side. So a free kick to Derby, just close to the half. Well, I think it's almost level with the halfway line. And we're just coming up to 45 minutes gone, guys. Still Derby 0, West Ham United 1. Derby with an opportunity again, but they're taking a shot from this near side on the angle of the edge of the box, but it's well high and wide, and nothing to trouble West Ham. Mm. 1 minute added on time, guys, at the end of the second half. Sorry, at the end of the first half. My bad. Can't you tell I'm tired at the end of the second half? Maybe just eager for the game to be done. Just bit feeling a bit of bit shattered from the intensity of live streams and working as well. I think tonight, definitely. West Ham are currently in possession on the far side of the pitch as they look to move the ball up the field and now play back towards their own half of the pitch and go back as far as the goalkeeper, who gets West Ham going again with a long ball down the pitch. And now Derby with the ball forward. And there goes the half-time whistle, guys. So not much to report, like I say, in that first half. The noticeable thing early on, very early on, Derby having a good opportunity to get forward, excited the fans. But after that, West Ham managing to keep things tight. Eventually, they nicked the ball off of Derby and got up the other end of the field and got a nice early goal that has basically put them in a very comfortable commanding position so far in this first half. And like I say, guys, since that goal, Derby have had plenty of possession. They've struggled to keep the possession at times, but they have tried to create opportunities going forward. They've tried to put some pressure on West Ham, and like I say, West Ham's default formation clearly having an impact. The reason I'm mentioning the formation so much is because I'm quite impressed with David Moyes being brave enough to go with that formation because, as we know, Premier League managers get a lot of criticism, and he's a manager under pressure at the minute. And on paper, it looks like a very defensive formation, but the way that they're actually implementing that formation, like I say, when they're not in possession, and Derby are very much in possession, it's noticeable that if Derby are passing it about amongst their back line deep inside their own half of the pitch or midway inside their own half of the pitch, that West Ham are still able to keep it tight at the back, but pushing as many as 5 or 6 players forward. But the way that they're playing is that formation is kind of compressing like a spring as Derby try to move the ball forward. And as it compresses, it's meaning that it's making that gap between midfield and defence practically non-existent, and making life really difficult for Derby to find any kind of space to exploit, to get in behind, to actually get some opportunities on goal. So we'll have to see if that continues. But if it does continue, I think it's going to be a very tough ask for Derby County to get anything out of this game. And like I say, at the minute, the tactics from West Ham looking very, very clever, to be fair to the manager, David Moyes. So if you guys just join us, please do hit that like button, drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. Like I say, take a look at the formations of the two teams. It might look quite defensive for West Ham point of view, but it's actually working quite well from their perspective. Just to go over the cup draw, guys, if you've missed it, the 5th round cup draw was earlier on. So I'll just quickly read through it again so you guys are aware of it. And also tomorrow, we've got to remember there's the second leg of the Carabao Cup, which is Newcastle taking on Southampton, and also on Wednesday night, the other semi-final second leg as well. Some Southampton in the FA Cup draw, 5th round draw. It's been drawn Southampton to take on either Luton or Grimsby, Leicester v Blackburn or Birmingham, Stoke v Brighton, Wrexham or Sheffield United to take on Tottenham, Fulham or Sunderland to take on Leeds, Bristol City will take on Manchester City, and Manchester United will take on either Derby or West Ham, as well as Ipswich or Burnley taking on either Sheffield Wednesday or Fleetwood. So, guys, let me know what you think of that cup draw. It'd be great to hear from you. Love to know your thoughts on that. And please do let me know your thoughts on the fact that Man United, yet again, with another crusty home draw for their team. Um, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on that because don't know about you guys, but it's becoming very noticeable to me that they keep getting home draws quite regular in the cup, and there's got to be if it continues, there's got to be question marks asked about it as far as I'm concerned. Is that an indication that there is maybe I don't know. We don't want to say that the draw's being rigged or anything like that, but it's definitely questionable how much they keep getting home draws in cup games. It's unusual. I've never noticed a team get so lucky with the amount of home games that they get in cup draws, and United definitely one of them clubs that keep benefiting from that amount of luck. But maybe I'm just reading into it. I don't know, but that's probably because I want to see the underdogs getting a chance. To take on bigger clubs and have a chance of actually getting a victory. And obviously, as you guys know, it's a tough ask for any lower league team to go to Old Trafford and get a result. So the best opportunity for a lower league club to actually get a result against tougher opposition is to play them away from home. Sorry, to play them at their own ground. Sorry, from the underdog perspective. But yeah, like I said, guys, let me know your thoughts on it. If you just joined us, please do drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you guys. We're watching, obviously, the game, and it's currently Derby County 0, West Ham United 1. So, like I said, guys, been an interesting first half, but more interesting through tactics rather than actual opportunities on goal. We've had a few opportunities, but it's not been like what you might call end-to-end. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on this game or the cup draw, guys. If you just joined us, Stevie is saying, "Agreed, Gaz. Think I need to research that." Yeah, I think I need to research that myself with regards to United because it is starting to. I've mentioned it before, and it's becoming noticeable. So it would be interesting to know how much United are actually getting the amount of cup draws. He did some research in both the AFL Cup and the FA Cup over the last couple of seasons to see exactly how many games that they've been lucky enough to draw at home, because it does seem to be noticeable that they're getting that look quite regular. And then, like I say, love to know if you guys agree with that. So another talking point in the football world today, guys, that I'd love to know your thoughts on. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but I was reading about it very late last night. So I'm presuming it's kind of a little bit of breaking news last night because it's the first time I've seen it. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think of this and if you've heard about it. I don't. I've not. I've been so busy today that I've not had a chance to look at this any further. In fact, I might actually just look it up now to see if there's any more news about it. So just bear me a second. So just bear with me a second. So I'm going to bring it up for you now, guys. Just bear with me a second. This is a hot topic talking point tonight. I'm just and I'm seeing this in the Nottingham Post. This was released. What date is this? 30th of January. I'm not sure what date we're on today. Actually, one day is just blending into another for me, guys, at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to bring this up in a second. I'm going to set more options. Just bear with me a second. If you just joined us, please do hit that like button and drop your comments in the chat. Want to hear from you guys. Just bear with me. I'm just sharing something that I think is a quite interesting talking point in the football world that I found out about last night. So I want to hear you guys and your thoughts on it. So just bear with me a second. The damn computer coming up with all sorts of pop-ups here. Um, so here we go, guys. I'm going to share it for you rather than just talk about it. So just bear with me a second. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Hang on a minute, sec, guys. Just bear with me a sec. Um, here we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Are we? That's the one. That's the one. I'm going to share it now, guys. There you go. John Joe Shelby linked with a move to Nottingham Forest. And this is coming from the Nottingham Post. I think it's the Nottingham Post, Nottinghamshire News, whatever you want to call it. It's saying latest Nottingham Forest news from Nottinghamshire. So John Joe Shelby, it's reported the Reds have so far signed three players this month in the form of Gustavo Scarpo Danila and Chris Wood. It remains to be seen whether they will bring in more reinforcements before Tuesday night's deadline. Forest have been linked with several players with Newcastle United midfielder John Joe Shelby and Atlanta midfield. Sorry, Atletico Madrid defender Felipe and the latest PSG shot stopper Kenny Navs has also been a target for the Reds following injuries to Dean Henderson. Meanwhile, ongoing also links to happen before the deadline date. But I'm trying to find where it's saying here about John Joe Shelby, but it's not saying an awful lot. It seems to be going on about every other player. But there we go. Is this it? No. So we've got an article here about John Joe Shelby, and they're banging on about every other player but John Joe Shelby. Um, so yeah, but yeah, there you go. Anyway, guys, I can't find too much information there about it. But like I say, I'd love to know what you guys make of that. Would you do you think that would be a good signing from John Joe Shelby's point of view? I'd love to know your thoughts on it, guys. If you just joined us, please do drop your comments in the chat. Would love to hear from you. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Um, there we go, and we will go back to sharing the team news. So yeah, like I say, guys, that sounds like an interesting signing from my point of view. I'd love to know what you guys think of it. Do you think it's a good move for Forest? Like I say, difficult one, but very much potentially somebody that could help Forest improve in the Premier League. Not to mention, obviously, they've still got the semi-final of the Carabao Cup to play as well. But I think a bit too much hard work for Forest to turn that one around after we saw what happened in the first leg. So we're just waiting for the teams to come out for the second half of the game, guys. Sorry, guys, just getting myself comfortable there. Um, so yeah, I'm just quickly having a look at any other transfer news, guys. I think I'm definitely losing. Come on, this computer just lagging, not letting me check this out. So yeah, it's deadline day tomorrow, isn't it? Sorry, I'm losing track of my days. I was just refreshing myself because, like I said, I've been struggling to keep up with the transfer market through being so busy. But yeah, it's deadline day tomorrow, isn't it? I actually thought it still had a couple of days to run. I didn't realise it was that close. But I suppose understandable with the amount of live streams I've been doing and work commitments and stuff. Just a lot to keep up with. But yeah, it's deadline day tomorrow, guys. What kind of transfers you expecting to see on that final day? Anything big that you would like to see for your team? Any particular player your club are linked with that you'd like to see your club uh, get across the line before tomorrow's deadline? Let me know, guys. Love to know your thoughts on that. Um, as we wait for the final day of the transfer window, which starts at midnight tonight. Um, there we go. Sorry, guys. So we just both teams just come out for the second half, and second half now underway, guys. If you just joined us, it's currently Derby County 0, West Ham United 1. Um, and the ball out on that far side for a throw in early in the second half to Derby County. And now West Ham with the ball, knocking the ball out right up the other end of the pitch to defend from Derby, trying to create some pressure down that far side. And now Derby with a ball forward from that far side towards oh yeah, good opportunity there. Derby getting a shot off, but it's slow right across the ground. No lift on the ball, and ends up going wide of the post and not troubling the goalkeeper in any way in the end. But nice bit of thinking there from Derby, trying to obviously cause a little bit of panic in the Derby, sorry, in the West Ham box to try and put the keeper under some pressure. But like I say, shot was very inaccurate. Derby now looking to get back up the field after West Ham having a moment of possession there. And Derby now moving the ball out to this near side and now coming back into midfield as they pass the ball amongst their own players from front to back to keep possession. And now Derby moving the ball out again onto this near flank. And now a cross comes in to the box. And one of the Derby players trying to get on the end of that and claiming a foul. But the referee's blown the whistle. I'm not sure exactly what he's blown the whistle for. But oh, actually, is that could that potentially a handball? That guys, yeah, that's a handball. That's a blatant handball from the Derby player there. So West Ham currently in possession as they move the ball back towards their own goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper now takes possession with a long ball up the field and straight up to the halfway line. But it's Derby that pick it up. And now they've ended up knocking the ball out on this near side, just in front of the dugout for West Ham to have a throw in. And West Ham take the throw in and now looking to keep the ball tight on this near side, but a bit too tight there, and it's ended up going out again for another throw in, this time to Derby. If you guys just join us, please do drop your comments in the chat. Want to hear from you, and hit that like button. It'd be great to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this game, the cup draw, or any opinions you guys have on the transfer market. Ball forward from the West Ham keeper up towards that far side of the pitch, on the far side near the halfway line. West Ham managing to keep possession under pressure from Derby, but a pass forward there is cut out by Derby and ends up getting knocked out on the far side for a throw-in to West Ham. And now West Ham take the throw-in quickly, looking to move up the pitch now with Derby wide open, and another goal for West Ham. Cross comes in and it's literally headed in straight on the back post. I think that's from Anthony, but beautiful bit of play there from West Ham. Literally cut Derby wide open there. Derby with limited bodies back in the box, and a really nice bit of play from West Ham to grab that second goal. And the question is, guys, is that game set a match as far as Derby are concerned? Literally two men in defence there, but they had a few more, but there was only two right back. And like I say, West Ham cutting Derby County's defence wide open like a knife through butter. So, yeah, Stevie is saying... are Bolton doing much transfers? Yeah, mate. I'm not sure. I don't expect them to do much tomorrow. They may maybe have one more player that they might be targeting to try and get across the line. But as we've noticed under the new ownership, mate, with Bolton, the new owners definitely seem to like to get out in the transfer market early on. Whenever the window opens, in the time that they've been at the club. Whenever the window opens, it's been very noticeable that they don't mess about. They get out into the transfer window and look to get the business done early. They don't like leaving it till the last minute. And Bolton did actually, Bolton have actually signed quite a couple of forward players last week. So Bolton definitely making the most of the transfer window this January. And like I say, the Bolton, like I said, they don't tend to, under the new ownership, they don't tend to leave deals till the last minute. I'm not saying we won't see them do a bit of business tomorrow. We may do. But like I said, we've already seen that the owners have been out into the market and done quite a few deals already, quite a few players coming in for Bolton this transfer window, and a couple of players also left the club. So, yeah, like I say, mate, maybe see a little bit of business from Bolton tomorrow, but I think the majority of business that they're wanting to get done is actually done. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on it tomorrow, obviously, as deadline day. I'm sure will bring some interesting twists and turns. But let us know, guys, if you guys are wanting to see anything happen tomorrow on the final day of transfer window for your club or any other club. Where you're seeing players being linked that excite you. Stevie is saying, "Yeah, I can't see Derby coming back from that now. Yeah, tough ask now with West Ham coming out in the second half, and almost we could say almost killing the game off with that second goal. Going to make life difficult." You can never say never in football, but obviously when a Premier League team is 2-0 up against a lower league team, it would take something very special to turn it round. But yeah, thank you very much for that, Stevie. For that, Stevie. Appreciate it, mate. Joey's saying, finished Finished eating. Can type now. Laugh out loud. All right, no worries. Thanks, Joey. Appreciate that, mate. I weren't sure if you were still there or not, to be honest. But like I say, yeah, thank you very much, mate. That'd be great. Yeah, awesome. If you could make a little bit of chat, let us know what your thoughts are on. I'm not sure if you just heard what we're saying about Shelby being linked with Nottingham Forest. Love to know your thoughts on that, mate. And also, any thoughts you've got on what transfer business, if you're expecting to see any business done by Liverpool tomorrow before the window closes, mate. That'd be great to hear for your thoughts on those two topics. Ball out on the far side at the moment, guys. West Ham with a throw-in. We're just coming up to 54 minutes gone, guys. Still Derby 0, West Ham United 2. West Ham with the goal early in the first half, and they've pretty much done a deja vu in the second half. Maybe the second goal has come a little bit quicker than the one in the first half, but both goals being scored very, very early on in each half of the game. Derby still trying to keep that press from the front. They've just managed to knock it off, nick possession there from West Ham, or cut out possession, should I say, and knock it out on this near side to stop West Ham building again. But West Ham now taking the throw in and looking to get forward, but a bit of sloppy possession there, and now Derby pick up the possession deep inside their own half of the pitch, but they've lost it again on that far side, and now West Ham looking to try and get back in the box again as they cut the ball back into midfield, and now out onto this near side inside the box. Cross comes in, but it's headed clear by Derby, but only as far as just outside the box, back into the possession of West Ham, and a cross comes in, headed down by the West Ham forward, and eventually the ball ends up with a goalkeeper. Joe is saying about Shelby, it could be a good move for him. He's about 30 now, and should really be a great addition for Forest. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure exactly how old he is, to be honest, mate. I was wondering that last night myself. But yeah, you're totally right, mate. It could be a really good. It could be a bad signing. We won't know until it actually happens, if it happens. But it could work out to be a bad signing, because obviously John Joe Shelby is a good player, but obviously he's also a bit of what you might call a player with a little bit of personality that sometimes makes it difficult for some managers to manage him. But yeah, I think on paper it looks like a very good signing for Nottingham Forest. And obviously, Shelby, I'm not sure of his age exactly, but if he is about 30, he's still got plenty to offer, Annie. And it could be a great opportunity for Nottingham Forest to take full advantage of the fact that Newcastle don't really want him anymore. I think he's still got something he could offer Newcastle, but they're clearly looking to phase out some players to make room for signings that they're making, as well as probably future signings that they want to make, because I'm sure you guys agree, we expect to see Newcastle extremely active over the next few transfer windows. Derby with a corner on this near side, taken short, and then eventually crossed into the box, but it's headed away. Derby managing to keep possession and push the ball back up the field to keep possession, and the goalkeeper now for Derby County gets them back underway down this near side, and another cross into the box from Derby on this near side, and it's knocked behind for another corner to Derby. Joey is saying it's hard to say about some transfers because there's so much clickbait. Yeah, absolutely, Joey, spot on, mate. You're right there. Lot too much clickbait. Way too much clickbait. It gets to the point where you don't know what to believe. I totally agree, mate. That's kind of why I've stayed focused this January. Stayed focused this January with the transfer. Sorry, with the live streams. Obviously, I want to do more on the transfer stuff in the future. Definitely want to start trying to cover that and create some unique shows around the transfer window. But like I say, with the amount of time I've got available at the minute, it's trying not to overwhelm myself. To kind of build up the channel, taking gradual steps to improve and introduce better content, new ideas, stuff like that. So, like I said, just to help me get more confident in front of camera as well. That's been a big key thing with doing these match watch alongs, guys. Just to it might not appear to you guys that I'm not confident, but believe me, until you actually do this sitting in front of a camera, then you'll understand what I mean. I do my best to try and do it as best possible. No media training from my point of view, teaching myself how to do this. But like I say, until you actually try it, you don't understand just how nervous you can get sometimes before live streams. But like I said, pushing forward, and all these live match watch-alongs are giving me plenty of practice and plenty of opportunity to get more confident in front of the camera, which is hopefully going to be brilliant for the future of the channel, so that I can be more confident to make more exciting content, hopefully, in the future. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Joey, there, mate. Well said. The clickbait makes it very frustrating. It gets to the point where you don't even want to read a lot of the linked posts and linked news articles, because it's just links in it, and it could, like you say, it could be just clickbait until you're actually hearing that it's official, that the club make a statement, or at least acknowledge that they're linked with a player. Then that's when you start to believe it. But like Joey's saying, and rightly so, there's just too much fake news out there. So we've got a stoppage at the moment, guys. Derby player looking to come off with a knock. So hopefully he's going to not be too serious, that, and hopefully he makes a speedy recovery. Just waiting to see what player it is that they're replacing. In fact, I think Derby County might be about to make 2 or 3 substitutions here, guys. So, yep, Derby making 2 or 3 substitutions there. I think it's 2 that's come on. I'm not sure. No, 3. Is it 3? Yeah, I think it's 3 substitutions there, guys. And we've also got a change coming for West Ham as well, guys. So Kashin coming on, and Bakuzin coming off for Derby. There is some other players, but I've not seen the other players' names just yet. Guys, if you just joined us, please do drop your comments in the chat. I'll come back to the comments in a second. And Davies coming off as well for Derby. Curtis Davis coming off, and Lewis Dobbin coming on. So I did hear that we're having a West Ham substitution, but Springer coming on as well. So I'm not sure. It didn't show the West Ham sub there, so I'm not sure if they have made a sub. But there was a suggestion of it. But there you go, guys. The game has restarted now. Just coming up to 63 minutes. Still 2-0 to West Ham. Joey is saying, you defo seem confident to me, mate. Yeah, like I say, mate, I'm quite. I suppose I am quite confident. That's my natural personality, but I do still get nervous when I come on the stream sometimes, and sometimes that can. I don't know. I feel like at the minute I'm kind of halfway where I have streams where they're good, where they're really good, and I get right in my flow and feel that it's running and there's a nice rhythm to it and it's working well. And then other times I come on and I feel like it's not working so well, that I'm not finding the rhythm, that I'm stuttering a lot on my words and trying to explain things. And it's trying to find that balance of confidence, but also, obviously, like I say, with doing a lot of intensity of match watch alongs as well. I also have to take into account that I'm so busy working all the time and then coming home. Literally, in the last few weeks and months, the amount of time I've literally walked in from work, literally grabbed a quick coffee and then straight onto a live stream. It's not giving me much time to actually get relaxed and prepared before actually coming on. I'm like literally coming in from work, coffee down my neck, and straight onto the live stream with not much time to prepare or think about it. So yeah. I think that's causing a little bit of where I'm feeling that I'm not confident enough yet. But also, like I say, I think also the amount of intensity I'm doing as well, having a little bit of impact with the fact that some streams I come on, I'm feeling very refreshed, very up for it, and other games or other streams that I come on for, feeling very tired, and like I say, the brain just not working as well to come up with new, new things or new subjects to talk about, particularly when it's a quieter live stream. And I think I felt a bit unlucky recently because it seems like on the nights where I'm the tiredest, that's when we seem to keep getting the quieter live streams. It wouldn't be so bad, obviously. Totally appreciate you guys have been showing some fantastic support, amazing support, and I can't thank you enough. But obviously, you guys got your own stuff going on. So that means that you're not always available, and that's why we need to expand the fandom community to get the channel more active, so that when some of you guys that come on quite regular, busy with other stuff, hopefully there might be other regular viewers that might not be busy at the same time you're busy, that help keep the chat active. So that, like I say, on them nights when I'm tired or them days where I'm not feeling at my best, that we, like I said, the chat can help me keep going. But like I said, I think that's the big point. I don't want to ramble on about it, but just trying to explain my point of view of what makes me feel that I'm still not quite at the point where I want to be. I want to be coming on here and feeling bright and bushy-tailed and feeling like I'm mega confident, and it's it creates like a really positive atmosphere, and we always try and create a positive atmosphere on the channel, and you guys massively contribute to that. And like I said, I can't thank you enough. But I'm just trying to explain it from my own point of view. That I think the consistency and the fact that I'm still reasonably new to this compared to a lot of other YouTubers, and having to do my normal full-time job as well, I think it's just taking its toll on me sometimes, and that's why I'm feeling that I'm not always at my best, and sometimes struggling to feel like I'm at my best. It might not seem to you guys like I'm having too many problems, but like I say, it's mainly the nights where I feel really tired through working and keeping up the intensity, and that's when I feel like I'm not getting in the rhythm as much, and I've obviously I'm maybe being a bit harsh on myself, but I'm just desperate to improve and desperate. I'm just really eager and focused on trying to feel like I'm getting better and more consistently. So yeah, like I said, I don't want to ramble all around the houses, but just trying to give you an explanation, mate. But thank you very much for the compliment, Joey. Very nice of you to say, mate. And like I say, just trying to express why I feel like that sometimes. But yeah, thank you very much, Joey. Like I say, I know I am getting better, no question about that. But it's just getting that. I think it'll come as we get a bit further along with the channel, and I stop having to. I think hopefully once I'm able to concentrate on the channel in the future full time, I think that'll definitely help massively. So yeah, but thank you very much for that, Joey. Joey also saying, are you glad Derby are losing because of Bolton, mate? Laugh out loud. Not particularly, mate. Not particularly. Obviously, yeah. But I think I'd be preferring if they were losing in the league rather than this because it's a cup game, innit? So I'm not that kind of fan that holds a grudge like that. But yeah, it'd be nice to see them drop some points in the league because obviously Bolton competing with them in the league. But no, no. Like I say, I'm glad they're losing, but not so much because of the league, but more because I want to see David Moyes get the credit he deserves. I'm not saying he's the greatest manager or the best manager, but I think he is a good manager, and I'm fed up with keep seeing the mainstream media and adding pressure to good managers that means that then they struggle to keep focused on improving the teams and getting better and showing the quality of tactics. Because if you keep getting asked, you can only put yourself in them shoes as a player, as a manager, and try and put yourself in the shoes if you were a manager. If you're getting the mainstream media keep criticising you, that means that your fan base start to question you, and then it means as a manager you start to second guess yourself. So you might be actually making the right decisions initially, but because people are questioning your tactics and your ideas and why you're not getting things wrong, then as a manager, it must be a really insecure feeling because even if you feel you are getting things wrong and it's just a matter of it clicking into place and working for you, you can start second guessing yourself and then starting to try and change things where you don't necessarily need to change things. And like I say, I'm fed up with seeing the mainstream media or hearing the mainstream media keep looking for easy news, cheap news, trying to criticize managers, at the earliest of opportunities to add pressure to them just so that they get a headline or clickbait. It's just wrong. And I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with the media doing that. We want to see. Let's be honest, guys. We criticize referees all the time for not being professional when they make bad decisions because we expect them to show their professionalism. We even criticize players when they don't always show their professionalism. So I'm not being funny, but when we see these crappy headlines in the newspapers and stuff like that, and it's such cheap news, clickbait news, not much substance behind it, then you've got to criticize the journalists as well, because as professional journalists, they're going with the easy headline. They're not actually going out to dig up news and actually do their job properly as a professional to actually get a proper story by going investigating something. They're just waiting for a manager to have a slightly bad spell of games so that they can print something on the back of the headlines that's clickbait and going to get them newspapers sold. That isn't being a professional to me. That is being that's being a leech. It's waiting for somebody else to fail at the earliest of opportunities or show signs of failure so that you can jump on it and make up for your own inadequacies as a journalist of being a poor journalist and looking for an easy headline. So really, it's the journalists that should be getting the headlines for being such poor journalists in the first place and not showing enough professionalism to go out and do better research to create better headlines that are not just clickbait. But that's just my opinion. As I say, you guys might think differently. If you do, please do let me know. It'd be great to hear from you. But thank you very much for that, Joey. Stevie Allen is saying, good question, Joey, laugh out loud. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. I think I'm just too tired tonight to care, to be honest. Honest, I know you might not see me on the channel, but I think I'm just on autopilot tonight. But thank you very much, Joey. I do appreciate you trying to bring a little bit of banter to the chat. Appreciate that, mate. Like I said, I think it just maybe gone over my head tonight because I'm on autopilot. Um, Stevie Allen is saying, very true. Managers get as much pressure from the media. Get so much pressure from the media. They do, mate. Absolutely. Especially the Premier League managers. And it annoys me because how we expect good managers to improve and develop and get better if they, as soon as they have a bit of a bad run of games, the media are looking to jump on them to create cheap headlines. But thank you very much for that, Stevie. And apologies, Joey. I missed the fact that you're just trying to lighten the chat with a bit of friendly banter there, mate. So, guys, 73 and a half minutes gone. Still Derby 0, West Ham United 2. West Ham currently in possession on that far side, midway inside their own half of the pitch. And now the ball gone out for a throw-in as one of the West Ham players is down in the middle of the pitch. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but hopefully it's not too serious. Oh, and that's an interesting one. And I didn't realise, that Kevin Nolan, a former Bolton player, one of Bolton's legend players, actually, to be fair, from the Premier League era, is the assistant coach for David Moyes. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, but that's an interesting one for you. Did you know that, Joey? That should be an interesting one for you, mate. I know he's not a Liverpool player, but he is a Scouser, isn't he? He is a Scouser, Kevin Nolan. Sorry, not Kevin Nolan. Sorry. I'm getting confused with. Oh, God, like I said, my brain's too tired tonight, guys. I'm not even going to try and think about players' names. But yeah, Nolan is the assistant coach for David Moyes, which I only actually noticed a couple of weeks ago. I didn't realise that, but great to see that he's learning his trade and improving. Not he has had a few manager jobs, but they haven't all worked out very well. But I think he potentially could be a future manager for Bolton, to be fair. But it's great to see that he's getting some experience with under a manager with a lot more experience in David Moyes. Hopefully that is good learning curve for him for potentially future management. And like I say, it wouldn't be surprised me in years to come if we see Kevin Nolan managing Bolton one day. Joey's saying, no worries, mate. Thanks, Joey. Like I say, mate, just really tired tonight. Think I'm on autopilot. And it doesn't help that we had issues this weekend on social media that really massively distracted me as well. Don't want to go into the details of that, but was a big, it wasn't a big issue. It was a little issue that unfortunately one fan decided to make into a big issue. And it meant that I spent most of yesterday trying to damage limitation, so to speak. But like I say, thank you very much for that, Joey. Joey also saying, I remember Nolan. He was pretty good. Yeah, he was, mate. I'm as a Bolton player, as a Bolton fan, I absolutely loved him. I loved him as a player. Thought he worked hard. I'm not saying he was on the same level as Steven Gerrard when he was playing, but there was aspects of how he played that reminded me of Stevie G. Just the fact that he's worked great, and obviously he played in the same sort of position as Stevie G in midfield. Very good coming back, helping the defence like Stevie G, but a very ambitious player going forward as well. Like I say, I'm not saying he was as good as Steven Gerrard, but he was a very similar style player, is the point that I'm making. But yeah, as a Bolton fan, absolutely love Kevin Nolan. Sorry, David. I'm getting Nolan. Yeah, I'm getting confused. Is he called David or Kevin Nolan? I can't bloody remember now. My brain's not working right. It's because I'm getting confused with Kevin Davis, I think. Another former Bolton player that I absolutely thought was amazing for Bolton. Not the most skillful of strikers, but a fantastic work rate that he put in for the team. Just coming up to 78 minutes gone, guys. The West Ham players in full voice, and still 2-0 to West Ham. West Ham with a change there. Mbuba coming on. And sorry, I didn't see the player there coming off. Free kick there for West Ham. For Derby County. Cross comes in, but it's right into the mix of the players and headed behind goal. So it's now with a free kick for West Ham from the goalkeeper. But yeah, like I said, Joey, did you like him as a player, mate? Joey also said he put in the work rate, mate. Yeah, that's exactly it. Spot on, Joey. Nice one. Yeah. Like I say, mate, spot on. Sorry, I'm getting myself caught up here in the lead. Yeah, you're right, mate. Like I say, he's not the most skillful player, but that's why that Bolton team was so successful at the time as a team. I'm not saying they won any trophies, but they were successful in being competitive. And why? Because it was full of players like Kevin Davis and Noland, who put the work rate in, that just worked hard. They weren't the most skillful of players, but they would absolutely give you 100% effort when they played, and just do just do the ugly stuff of the game, the dirty work type thing. They would do all that, and like I say, always guaranteed you got the effort from them players. And like I said, Bolton at that time, back in that time period, were full of players like that. They had a team of hard-working players and Big Sam at the time, the manager at the time, was able to get the best out of what could have been classed at other clubs as average players. He managed to get the best out of them, and also got the best out of some of the Bolton players that were what you might call more difficult to manage players. When we think of the likes of Dufy, who obviously I'm sure you're well familiar with, Joey, who did play for Liverpool and had quite a few, still to this day, has issues with Liverpool, and Steven Gerrard. But yeah, as much as Dufy was a problem for Liverpool, I can't knock him from a Bolton perspective, because Big Sam very much managed him very well and managed to get the best out of him from Bolton's perspective. Yes, a very difficult player to manage, but like I say, Big Sam managed to find a way to get the best out of him. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. And I totally agree, mate. Very much one of them kind of players. Not mega skillful, as I said, but put the work rate in. Joey said, Kevin, yeah, I think my brain's not working. And plus, he's not been in the football limelight for a while, has he? So I think I'm just getting confused. But yeah, it's Kevin Noland, isn't it? But it's because of Kevin Davis as well, because they're both Kevin. So I was questioning myself then about it, because they were both Kevin, weren't they? So yeah, but I think that's, like I said, mate, my brain's just tired tonight. So apologies for that. You know what it's like, mate. I'm sure you are very much aware of, from what I've from speaking to you. Told me you work full time, so you know what it's like when when you're sometimes tired, loads of early morning starts, sometimes late nights, and it catches up with you, and your brain just doesn't function the same, does it, mate? So I'm sure, Joey, you work, like I say, you told me you work, so I'm sure you've experienced that, mate. Joey's saying Bolton had a result good team. Sorry, Bolton had a really good team when you was in the Prem. Just goalkeeper and JJ. Sorry, Jess was in the Premier. Jussie, the goalkeeper, and JJ. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, the amount of players, we had some good players in that team. Campo as well. Ivan Campo, what a player he was. That was honest. I think most, but I think at the time, mate. In total honesty, I think most players, Bolton fans, fell off their seat when we signed Campo. we couldn't believe we'd got such an experienced player, and he'd played for Real Madrid previously. And like I said, I think a lot of Bolton fans literally fell off their chair when we actually signed him. When we were first linked with him, I'll never forget. I was like, "No, we're never getting him. Come on, we're Bolton, just a little Lancashire team. We're never going to get a former Real Madrid player of that quality." But Big Sam did his magic in the transfer window and managed to get over the line. And like I said, I think a lot of Bolton fans at that time were literally, like I said, fell off their chair when it actually happened. We couldn't believe that we got him. And what a player he was. A defensive midfield player, absolutely awesome. And you'd think that a player like that coming from such a big club like Real Madrid, he might have just come for the paycheck. But he didn't. He come and he put a real shift in for Bolton and made a massive contribution to the team. And he became a very important player for us at that time. I'll never forget that team. Obviously, once we dropped out of the Premier League, things changed dramatically, and we were shedding players left, right, and centre. And we actually ended up stuck with quite a few players that ended up getting the club in the financial mess that they were in because they'd signed a couple of players on longer term contracts. And as you guys know, when you drop out of the Premier League, you need to get rid of them players as quick as possible to get them off the wage bill. And Bolton weren't in a position to do that. So that added to the financial problems at the club. But yeah, absolutely, mate. What a great team that was for Bolton. It's just a shame they never quite managed to win a trophy. They came close with the Carabao Cup. I don't think it was actually called I think it was called the Carling Cup back then. They came close, and we had a couple of European adventures with that team as well. So yeah, or should I say that squad? But yeah, like I say, very good memories for me as a Bolton fan with them kind of players, mate. But thanks for that, Joey. Joey also saying, brain freeze, mate. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that's the one, Joey. You've nailed it there, mate. Yeah, like I said, you know what I mean. You see, Joey knows what I'm talking about. We're just coming up to 85. Well, sorry, just gone past 85 minutes, guys. Still 0-0 to West Ham United. Not much been to talk about at the minute. Derby have been trying to find an opportunity to get a goal. They've had a few efforts on goal. They've just had one now as well, but it was straight to the goalkeeper. But like I say, West Ham dealing very well with the threat coming from Derby. And I've got to take my hat off to David Moyes with his formation tonight. I was when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, hang on a minute! This looks very defensive from a Premier League club playing a League One club." But he's nailed it. I've got to give him full credit for it. He's absolutely nailed it. The formation that he's picked, even though on paper it might look defensive, it's worked fantastic. Nothing special, but obviously for Premier League clubs, we know that they look at these cup games as, they're a banana skin, aren't they? You can slip on it. And for Premier League managers, it's just about getting through it when you're playing lower league opposition. And, it's the fans that get to enjoy the fixture. From a manager's point of view, that when they get these lower league teams drawn in the cup, they just want to get through it because it's potential banana skin that could add pressure to them in the job that they're in. So, like I say, got to give credit to David Moyes tonight for getting the formation for West Ham spot on because it's worked really well and it's made it really difficult for Derby to actually find much space and much opportunity to create opportunities on goal. But if you guys have a different opinion, let me know. That is just my opinion. Just coming up to 87 minutes, guys. Not obviously 3 minutes of the second half and remaining, plus added on time. Joey is saying, Ivan Campo, gosh, that's going back. Yeah, I know, mate. It makes us feel old now, doesn't it? But yeah, he was a great player, though, mate. You can understand, obviously, me being a Bolton fan. He's a player that that I was so proud of my club getting him when we got him. I'm sure you totally understand that. Obviously, maybe you as a Bolton Liverpool fan, you may be a bit different from your perspective because you guys have been spoilt with talented players. But obviously, I'm sure you're very aware of a bit of the history of Bolton. Maybe not to the same degree as a Bolton fan, but obviously aware of the history to some degree because it's a club quite close to Liverpool. But yeah, we haven't been as spoilt with the top talent as you guys have. So yeah, for me, Ivan Campo, very much one of the most memorable players and one of the players that I'm most proud that my club actually had the pleasure of having him as a player. And like I say, the reason I've got fond memories of him mainly was because, like I said, as I said before, when I first found we signing him, I fell off my chair or felt like falling off my chair. And also, the concern was when he did sign, as much as we was excited to see him in a Bolton shirt, the concern, as I'm sure you guys can understand, because it's happened plenty of times to previous Premier League clubs. You go out, especially clubs, average clubs in the Premier League, you go out and sign big name players that have played for bigger clubs, and they're not necessarily good. I think the question you're always going to ask is, are they going to put the work rate in for you? If you know, and we've seen it many times that other players, top players, have signed for slightly lesser clubs and not always put the work rate in that club needs. And like I say, I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of Everton. You're all very knowledgeable football fans, and sure you definitely, Joey, from the time you've been involved with Fandom, definitely get the impression you're very knowledgeable, mate. So I bet, like I say, no. It might be a different way to look at it from Liverpool's point of view because they're obviously, they've, you guys, like I say, no offense, but you have been a bit spoiled with top quality players. But I know, obviously, you've been involved in Premier League for years and years, mate. So you will have seen other clubs the one club that comes to mind for signing players that didn't work is QPR. Look at how many top players they signed that just didn't put the work rate in. They were getting defeat after defeat with a list of players in that squad that were all former top talented players at other big clubs. And they just didn't put the work rate in for Nottingham Forest. And it ended up with them having all kinds of financial troubles and eventually getting relegated because they couldn't get a tune out of them players. So I think you know what I'm getting at. Like I say, when Campo did come to Bolton, that was my biggest concern. Will he put the work rate in? And boy, did he. And that is why I hold him in such high regard because he could have easily come to Bolton and just looked at it as an easy payday just to get a few more years of a cushy contract. But no, he worked and earned every bit of his contract, put a right shift in for us and did us proud. He really did. He embraced the principles of the club. And like I say, as a Bolton fan, he's one of my favourite, most memorable players. To be fair, there were quite a few players in that team that did that. But yeah, Joey's saying, yeah, wasn't you in the final in the Carling Cup? I was, mate. Yeah, I went to that game. I've got the programme somewhere. Went to that game and we lost. Carling Cup, we played it in Cardiff. And I've got the programme somewhere. I'll have to dig it out and show you, mate. But yeah, that was memorable. And we won. I'll never forget that Carling Cup run because we won the semi-final against Aston Villa. We played the first leg at Bolton and won it 5-2. And Okocha was a great player for Bolton, but he didn't always score a lot in the Premier League. But that night in the Carling Cup, he scored a hat-trick. And that's why it always sticks in my head. And obviously, I went to the final as well. I went to that game, and yeah, mate. But good memories from my younger days being a Bolton fan. But yeah, the Carling Cup final, mate. Like I say, I've got the programme somewhere from that, and I'll never forget. I think I've even got a flag or something as well. You know, obviously they make final special flags, don't they, for the cup final? But yeah, I was lucky enough to go to that, and believe you me, it wasn't easy to get the tickets. Luckily. Because there was, like I say, as you can understand, with it being a final, there was massive demand for those tickets. But like I say, I was buzzing to get tickets and be able to go to that final. And I'll never forget it because it was at Cardiff. And if you guys know Cardiff Stadium, the roof closes. And that night, that day for that game, Bolton played the game and the roof was closed. And what an atmosphere, guys. I don't know if you've ever been in a stadium with a closed roof. Oh, but I tell you what, honest, you come out with your ears ringing. You really do come out. I'll never forget that. I'd been to plenty of games before supporting Bolton, but obviously all open stadiums and experienced some great atmospheres. But you ever get the opportunity to go to a stadium with a closed roof? Go, honest, guys, it's amazing. You literally come out and you're like this, trying to clear your ears because the noise is so intense. It swirls round the stadium. And it feels like it soaks you up. It's amazing. So if you guys have never ever been to a game with a stadium where the roof can close, if you ever get the opportunity, go. You will absolutely love it. The atmosphere is on a whole different level to go into a stadium. Don't get me wrong, you can get fantastic atmospheres at stadiums with open roofs. You know that. I'm sure you guys have all experienced that. But like I say, going to a game with a closed roof, especially a cup final, honest, mate, honest, guys, it's amazing. Something special, something every football fan should experience. And thanks. Like I say, I was lucky enough, me and my missus, to go and experience that, and I'll never forget it. One of my best memories in as being a Bolton fan. Like I say, I'll have to dig out the program to show you guys, just to show you I'm not talking rubbish, that I did actually attend that game. But yeah, but thanks for that, Joey. Joey's also saying completely understand. He was really good. I like that Greek player you had as well. What's he called now? Stelios Giannakopoulos. I remembered, and I'm not even the best player. I'm not even the best person for remembering players, but that just tells you how much of an impact those players made on me. But yeah, I think I'm remembering correctly. It was Stelios Giannakopoulos, if I'm remembering that correctly. But yeah, and another look at Joey. I'm impressed with your knowledge of some of Bolton's historical players. That made impacts on the teammates. So yeah, it's showing your football knowledge there, mate. Awesome. But yeah, what a player Stelios Giannakopoulos was. Another Bolton player that will probably go down as legendary from Bolton fans' point of view. Like I said, there were so many talented players in that squad. Just a shame we never actually quite got to win a trophy with that crop of players. But yeah, I'm impressed with that, Joey. Top man. Guys, the full-time whistle's gone and it's finished. West Ham United 2, Derby County 0. Obviously, Derby doing their best to try and get something out of the game, or at least give account of themselves. And to be fair, they did give a good account of themselves. I have to give them credit for that. But they're just unable to break West Ham down, and mainly because of, like I say, the tactics used from David Moyes tonight with his team selection and his formation. So we have to give him massive credit for that. But yeah, like I say, guys, it's finished. Derby County 0, West Ham 2, and it will be West Ham that march on in the cup to face Manchester United at Old Trafford. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. That's amazing that you've remember that, mate. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with your knowledge there, mate. Ethan Dixon. Hello, Ethan. Great to have you with us, mate. How's things with you? Welcome to the show. Always a pleasure to see you, mate. Hopefully things are okay with you. Like I say, mate, great to see you. Joey's saying, hi, Ethan. Top man, Joey. Appreciate that, mate. Ethan Dixon, hi Joey, top. Oh, you guys are awesome. Love that, how you always make each other feel welcome when you come and get involved. Stephen Allen, hello Ethan, nice one Stevie. Stevie doing the amazing work in the background as well, so massive shout out there to Stevie. Ethan, you all right, Stevie? Top man, Ethan. Like I said, always appreciate you guys making the effort to show appreciation to Stevie with the great work that he does behind the scenes. Not always easy to keep for Stevie to keep focused on these live streams. Sometimes when it's very busy, obviously it's more of a challenge because he has to make sure keep the spam out of the chat. And until you see what goes on, guys, you don't realize sometimes some streams not a problem with spam, but some streams you get loads of idiots coming trying to spoil the chat with loads of inappropriate spam. So we are, like I said, I always like to just acknowledge the great work that Stevie does behind the scenes and show my appreciation to you guys as well for showing some appreciation and acknowledgement to Stevie. Ethan Dixon is saying, yes, just North End on Saturday. Yeah, like I say, mate, what we did that game. Unlucky for you guys, mate. We were rooting for you. We were rooting for you. We wanted you to get the result on that one. I don't know if you saw the stream. Go and check it out and have a quick glance over it and drop a like, mate. But yeah, I was very much wanting you to win. I know Joey was definitely wanting you to win. But unfortunately for you guys, it was just a bit of a tough ask. And as we said, Preston just so unlucky with the fact that you guys desperately need to get to the Premier League so you can find it a bit easier to compete with these teams in and around you that have got bigger budgets, not because they're bigger clubs, just because they've been lucky enough to have a spell in the Premier League. So that's given them some a piece of the Premier League pie financially, so to speak. And obviously, Preston have not been lucky enough to get promoted yet. And the longer that's continued, which it has been for a while, it makes it so much harder for you guys to try and get into them playoffs and qualify. Because, like I say, you're always up against teams in and around you that have got bigger budgets, bigger financial, not bigger clubs, just bigger financial budgets because they've been lucky enough to have a little bit of a spell in the Premier League. So, yeah, mate, we was gutted for you with that game. But like I say, hopefully it might inspire the players to go on and do well for the rest of the season in the league because you guys, I thought your players did you reasonably proud. There's only so much you can do against opposition like Spurs. Ethan Dixon is saying, Joey, who do you support? Joey's a Liverpool fan, but thanks for that, Ethan. Joey's saying, yeah, that's him, Stelios. If that's how you spell it, I'm not sure how you spell it, mate. I'm surprised that, mate. Never mind how you spell it. I'm surprised that his name came to my head so quickly because I've said to you guys, don't get me wrong, I know players. All across football from different, obviously me being an older football fan from different generations. But as I've said to you guys, I've been very honest about this. My brain is not always the greatest at remembering players' names. So I'm shocked that I remembered him so quickly. His name, when you mentioned the Greek player, I was like, his name straight away, bang, came into my head. But I suppose that's a compliment to how much of an impression that he made and on me when he played for Bolton. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. I won't worry about the spelling, mate. Like I say, I'm more shocked that I actually remembered his name so quickly. Joey's saying, Liverpool, me, Ethan. Absolutely. Joey, a massive Liverpool fan. Ethan Dixon saying, me too. Ethan, I thought you was a Preston fan, mate. I thought you was a Preston fan. I'm sure you said Preston, but let us know, mate, if I've got that wrong. But I'm sure you said you're a Preston fan, mate, or is Liverpool your second team? Because I know some of you guys like to support a second team. So yeah, let us know, Ethan, mate, if you're still there. Joey's saying, nice one. I thought you was Preston. So did I. Obviously, Joey also thinking the same thing. Ethan Dixon saying, "Yeah, I am." Obviously, I'm presuming maybe Preston is your first team, and you've got a bit of a soft spot for Liverpool as well. Well, that's nothing wrong with that, mate. That's awesome. Joey's saying, "I think most people in chat wanted Preston to win." Yeah, we did. To be fair, a lot of us did want. I don't think it sat well with the Spurs fans that may have dropped in, but they can't. They've got to understand that we wanted the underdog to win. There's nothing wrong with that. Preston, a great club. They've been starved of success for quite a long time, and we wanted to see them have a bit of a bit of luck in the cup and get through against the Premier League position and create a little bit of history. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, absolutely, Joey, you're spot on, mate. I think a lot of us did want Preston to win the other night. Ethan Dixon is saying the only thing is Tottenham were too hard to beat. Yeah, mate, it was always going to be a tough ask. And don't, like I say, your club deserved massive credit. You did the best what you could with the players you had available. There's a massive gulf between the two teams. And, there's no shame in losing a game to such a superior Premier League team. Not the club, but the team. They have got a superior team in respect of the financial resources they've got available to them to field a team of quality players. And it's a compliment to you guys that they took you seriously because they had Son on the pitch. They had a mixture of they didn't just play all their reserve players. They did actually have a scattering of first team players on the field. And I think that's a compliment to you guys that Tottenham took the threat seriously coming from Preston, realised that if they tried to disrespect you by playing a fully changed team, that they would probably get their ass handed to them, so to speak, or there was a good chance of it. So they showed you guys respect by sticking in a sprinkling of first team players to make sure they got the results. So, like I say, and you guys gave a good account of yourself for the first half, for the whole game, I thought. But the first half, you played really well. You kept Tottenham at play. You matched them. I think just in that second half, I think that first goal that Tottenham scored, if I remember correctly, you just got your players a little bit slow to start the second half, and they caught you out. And it's as simple as that, mate. And that can happen to any team. So no shame in Preston losing to Tottenham. If anything, you guys should be proud of the fact that you gave a good account of yourself against what is, a team that, let's be honest, with the resources Tottenham have got, they should have been able to score a couple of goals against you in both halves of the game. But you guys managed to keep them quiet for the first half, which is credit to you guys and your teammate. But you are right. Like I say, always a tough ask for Preston. But thanks for that, Ethan. Ethan also saying, yeah, Liverpool is my second favourite. Right. So that totally makes sense, mate. Well, that's awesome. Nothing wrong with you guys liking other clubs as well. That's the sign of a true football fan. Joey is saying, can't fault you there, Ethan. Absolutely, Joey. Like that. That's cool. Like I say, great to see you guys showing respect to each other's team. But yeah, I didn't know that, Ethan. So that's good to know, mate. But like I say, don't be disheartened with your team's performance yesterday. I think you guys did yourself massive credit and a great effort against a team that, let's be honest, like I said, they should have scored a couple of goals against you both in the first half and the second half. Not because you guys played badly, just because they've got such talented players at their disposal. Ethan Dixon is saying, I know, laugh out loud. Right, awesome. Cool. Well, it's if you guys just join us, just to let you know, the game has finished. Derby 0, West Ham 2. A good effort. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Good effort overall, I think, from Derby. They deserve credit. They did try to compete. West Ham's formation, I think, in my opinion, played a massive part in this game. And like I say, it was always going to be a difficult ask. But I think David Moyes, you don't normally give credit to Premier League managers for just doing what they need to do in games like this, because obviously they're just expected to get, just go and get the win and move on. But I think that David Moyes definitely deserves some credit for being brave enough with that formation tonight, because he could have potentially got himself in a lot of criticism if it didn't work. But yeah, In the end, a solid performance from West Ham. They came out on top. They got the win. They did what they needed to do to obviously deal with the threat coming from a club in the lower leagues. Derby did create threats. They gave a decent account of themselves, but in the end, West Ham just too strong from, and Derby were unable to find any kind of serious breakthrough to get enough opportunities on goal to create some real goal scoring opportunities to actually compete in the game. So yeah, but an half decent game. Obviously not the most exciting, but at the same time, it wasn't the most boring as well. I thought both teams made it a decent game, and like I say, as far as I'm concerned, credit deserves to go to David Moyes for his team selection and getting it right and dealing with the threat. Because as I said earlier, guys, when it comes to games like this for Premier League managers, they're just expected to get the result and move on. It's not the excitement of whatever team they come up against. That's for the fans to enjoy, isn't it? The manager's never going to enjoy, potentially being embarrassed, taking on weaker or lower league opposition. Because, like I say, the difference in financial budgets for players. Ethan is saying, I wanted West Ham to win. Oh, I think maybe you meant to say to win there. I think is that what you meant to say? Because it says to win. So apologies, Ethan, if I'm not understanding your message, but I think that you meant that to win. But yeah, thanks for that, mate. If you look at it, it says that I want West Ham to win. So yeah, but I'm presuming that you've mistyped the two and it should have been a W. But thanks you very much for that, Ethan. And if that is what you wanted, you got the win, mate. So awesome. Joey's saying we did, Ethan. Oh, we did. Yeah, we did. To be fair, like I said, most of the time we go for the underdog. But tonight, like I said, I explained earlier on, I was quite hoping that West Ham got the win. Not because I've got any favouritism to either team, but as I explained earlier, I just don't agree with the pressure and the criticism that's come David Moyes' way in the last few weeks and months. I think it's been a bit unfair, and like I said, I don't like it because I don't like to see good managers being distracted from improving. And I think David Moyes is a decent manager, and he could do great things with West Ham and other clubs in the Premier League in the future as well. But like I say, when managers are getting criticised all the time by the press, that encourages the fans to criticise. And then before you know where you are, you have managers second guessing decisions that they might have actually been getting right, but because of the question marks coming against their decisions, they find themselves second guessing themselves, and that is not going to help a manager improve his team and improve tactics and stuff like that when they're trying to second guess themselves all the time. But absolutely, Joey, thanks for that, mate. Ethan Dixon saying, I wanted West Ham to win. Obviously, Ethan correcting his earlier comment. But yeah, thanks for that, Ethan. I kind of guessed that's what you meant, mate. But yep, that's appreciated. Guys, if you just joined us, please do hit that like button. Drop your comments if you're in the chat if you want to. We'll be only on for another minute or two. Going to call it a night very soon because I'm quite tired tonight. So, but yeah, if you want to have a final say before I go, please do drop your comment in now. Ethan Dixon is saying, I know, Joey. I watched the game. I'm not sure if you're referring to this game or to the Preston v Tottenham game, but yeah, thanks for that, Ethan. So yeah, like I say, guys, not much more else to say tonight. Like I said, apologies, I'm not in my normal flow of night because it would have been maybe nice to talk about a bit of transfer news. But I think just the busyness of the last couple of weeks, just feeling it a bit tonight. So apologies for that, guys. I think maybe tonight, good opportunity. Well, I hope to have a good opportunity to try and get to bed a bit earlier tonight. I did have a very late night last night, messing about, dealing with issues on social media that was completely unnecessary and a big distraction. But I managed to deal with it, and it was kind of like I said, an unnecessary distraction. But it's all done with now. And like I say, it was a bit frustrating that it kept me. It took up a massive percentage of my time yesterday, and I think that's maybe why I'm feeling a bit tired today, because I didn't get the opportunity last night to recharge the batteries well enough because I was up late dealing with that particular issue. But not to worry, I'm glad it's out of the way now, because it was a massive distraction. Ethan is saying, Joey, who do you want to win? Win. Who do you want to win what, mate? The competition, or are you talking about a specific game? I'm not sure if you are, mate, but if you could just quickly explain, Ethan, before I call it right. But thank you very much for that, mate. I'm not, like I say, I'm not following the question properly. Um, Joey, who do you want to win? Is that in reference to this? Well, obviously can't be in reference to this game because this game's done. But yeah, Ethan, if you're still there, mate, please just explain. All right, the competition. All right, sorry, my bad, mate. Apologies there. Like I said to Joey before, I'm just tired tonight, mate. I think I've just got brain freeze. Joey hit the nail on the head before. Brain freeze. Just brain's just not working well tonight. Just too tired. So sorry to bang on about it, but like I say, this is where I've got to learn to improve how to get through these tougher streams. Sometime when it's not as active and I'm feeling not at my best through not having enough sleep or whatever. But Joey's saying, thanks, guys. Go get some sleep. Top man, Joey. Appreciate that, mate. Yeah, I'm going to jump off in a second and go and get some rest. Definitely try and recharge the batteries tonight. Like I said, I think that issue on social media yesterday just too distracting, and don't really need that kind of problem on social media. No point me doing positive stuff on social media if fans are going to cause me headaches like that. I'm not going into the details, but like I say, it was just something. It was just a childish problem that ended up, exploding into something that it didn't need to be, just over a um, bit of immaturity, basically. But like I say, I don't really want to go into the details. It's done with now. But thank you very much for that, Joey Top Man. Really appreciate all your support tonight, all your comments. Like I say, it's helped me get through what has proved to be quite a tough stream. More so just because I'm tired, and obviously the cut chat has been a bit quiet, but not every stream is going to be booming. And what we have to remember is tonight's game was on a lot of TV channels, and I'm sure quite a few other YouTubers also streaming it as well and doing stuff in and around it. So yeah, when it's like that, there is going to be the odd game where it's difficult to get the views or to get people to find us. But not to worry. That's why we're keeping up the intensity and trying to do as many games as we can. We take the good with the bad. That's how we're going to get to where we need to be with the channel. The more we take the good with the bad, the more we're going to, eventually we'll get there. Ethan Dixon is saying the competition. Yeah, sorry, like I said, mate, my bad. I just didn't follow because of obviously the previous conversation. But yeah, absolutely, mate. Who do I think will win the competition? Well, at the minute, as much as I don't like to say it, but I think United are in a strong position because they keep getting home draws. And I'm nothing against United, but I don't want to see the bigger clubs keep getting the easy fixtures. And as far as I'm concerned, United getting so lucky with the easier fixtures this season in cup competition and in seasons gone by. So because they've got a nice cushy home draw against a lower league team again, it means that well, no, actually, sorry, it's not a lower league team, is it? Because it's West Ham that they're playing. But so it is Premier League opposition, but it's still a cushy draw for United playing at home. But yeah, at the minute with Man City still involved in it, and Man United still involved in it, and who else have we still got involved? I'm just checking. Well, we're not going to say Tottenham, are we? Because they're miles away from winning it, mate. They couldn't. Um, they couldn't win a race if they were the only team in it, as we know, as we all know. But let me say, obviously, United and City come to mind. But then after that, the underdogs. Do we fancy anybody from the underdogs? Leicester, possibly. They could go on and march further on into the competition. Leeds, maybe Leeds could put a bit of a keep a cup run going because they're through to the next round, so they could put if they could beat Fulham or Sunderland, that could really give them some encouragement to keep marching on in the competition. So yeah, I would say either Man United or Man City, possibly Leicester, and like I say, I think the underdog, and I know they're not so much an underdog because they're a Premier League club, but in this competition, winning trophies, I would say they're an underdog. I would say Leeds, mate. I would like to see. I fancy Leeds to win it, but whether they can go, like I say, the more they win, if they can win in the next round, that might give them the encouragement to keep the momentum going. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Ethan. Obviously, I think it was Joey who actually addressed that question to mate, but I'll give you an answer anyway. Ethan Dixon saying, "When's the next game, guys?" I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think I would love to do games tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to be able to tomorrow because I think it's going to be a late night, and I'm really gutted because tomorrow is transfer deadline day. So I don't know. I'm going to see if I can try and get on for an hour, but I know I've got some stuff going on tomorrow that might distract me. But I'll be back in. Like I say, if I don't get on tomorrow, I'll definitely be back on in the next couple of days, mate. But you have to take account of the fact that I work, my wife works, and also Stevie works as well. So like I say, mate, I will certainly be back on as soon as possible because I want to keep the momentum going. Like I say, mate. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do a match watch along tomorrow. I'm not sure. Like I say, my brain. I'm just tired tonight. Just I'll have to have a look later. Like I say, it didn't help being distracted with all that nonsense last night. But yeah, I didn't manage to get. Normally, what I do is my preparation all the night, and then I have a look over the fixtures coming up over the next few days. But because of the distraction yesterday with an issue on social media, it meant that I didn't get the time to look ahead through dealing with that. But like I say, I'll be back on soon, mate. Be back on soon. I might be on tomorrow for a little bit if I can, because like I say, it's deadline day tomorrow. So I'd like to try and get on at least for an hour just to do some transfer talk. But I'll have to see how the day goes, mate. But thank you very much, Ethan. Hopefully, I will be able to get on very soon again, and hopefully you'll be able to join me, mate. Ethan Dixon also saying, I think Man City will probably win it. Yeah, they look the stronger team at the moment, mate. That's a good shout. But I think for the underdog, it would be nice to see Leeds potentially reach a cup final. That would be nice. Give their fans something to shout about. Or definitely any of the underdog teams that are still in it. Would be nice to see them reach the later stages of the competition. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night now. I'm going to go and get some rest. But thank you very much, Ethan. Really appreciate you coming, getting involved, mate. Great comments from you towards the end of the stream, mate. So thank you for that. And massive shout out also to Joey, who's been very active in today's stream. Appreciate that, mate. Like I said, always appreciate when you guys come and give some support on these. Quite well, it's always appreciated any support you give, but definitely appreciated on these quieter streams because they do come round randomly, and there's never any telling when you're going to get the quieter streams. To be fair, streams where I've thought they'll be quieter, they've been quite active, and then other times you can think a stream's going to be active and it's quiet. So, like I say, you never know what you're going to get. Also, massive thanks out to Stevie as well for the great work Stevie does behind the scenes. And like I say, I'm going to call it a night now, guys. Look after yourself. Thank you very much for coming, getting involved. Really appreciated. And like I said, hopefully I'll be back again soon in the next. Well, if I can get on tomorrow for a little bit for a transfer chat, I will do. But like I said, if I can't, I will definitely see you guys again in the next couple of days. But that's it from me for now, guys. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.